Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me for tonight's Season 6 Division 1 Week 2 game between Sentinel Island Esports and Skiddy's Angels. My name is Moth, and I will be taking you through this one with my co-caster, Coral.
Hello,
Coral, are you excited?
I am. This is only the second game of Div 1 that's been played. One team has played before, Skiddies, and Sentinel has not played their Div Week 1 games. So we'll see the
Yes,
debut here.
there's I guess some interesting context and history about the two teams. Sentinel Island Esports won the previous season, and during Cobalt League, Avoxo essentially played on Skiddy's Angels as their support, where they came in second. So I guess there's a bit of an interesting dynamic here about which is the better Avoxo stack and how much Skiddy's Angels do they actually need Avoxo. Which one's your money on?
It's a good question. It's also hard to know specifically because of this, because it also means that they know a little bit of how each other play, and maybe some strats are leaked one way or the other. But I do think for now, after Skiddy starting 0-2 and Sentinel winning last season, they should probably be favored, but who knows? We've only seen so little.
Bans coming out of the window and first pick immediately getting snapped up. The first pick is going to be the Tusk, the Clinks, Timbersaw, Viper, the noticeable big bans. I'm maybe a little bit surprised to see a Warlock in the first phase, but it's decently obnoxious. Tusk, it's a strong hero. They're not exactly massively flexing it, but it's been like I don't know top 3-4s for like over a year now probably.
No chance of Solarcrest running it mid. As he is the main Tusk player on the team, but of course he's not playing Forest. He usually is.
True, and they immediately answer back with the SD, which I know Damage has a lot of games on. You don't really ever see this hero as a 5 currently, do you?
Not in the pro scene, no.
I know Avoxo is somewhat savvy on it, but yeah, I would be surprised to see it being flexed. But I think the Tusk is probably most likely to be a 5. I don't think Reese is a massive Tusk enjoyer, but if you've been playing for the last year or so, I mean, you probably have a handle on the hero.
Yeah.
Second phase bans, it's gonna be directed primarily at core heroes. I would imagine. Are there any massive standouts? Gotcha
I think
left.
their bans are very, very standard for a lot of things. It's not. I don't think they're particularly revealing on either side. It's just like the standard annoying heroes you don't want in your pubs. So perhaps a little bit of the fact that this is a new patch and no one has seen each other play really.
Are you surprised to see the Tide left unbanned? Skiddy's Angels
Mm,
clearly massively favoring that hero in their last series.
I mean, they first picked that last time, so maybe they just want to get it a little later. But it does mean that more offlaners are now being banned, which I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I think the ones that are banned are stronger though. Timber and Starter and Viper are probably better heroes.
There's a pretty big rank disparity, right, between these two offlaners. Sky uh, around the like late 9k into 10k MMR, and Mizanti I don't believe is on the leaderboard.
I think I checked. I think he is like on the lower end, like in like 4.7 type stuff. So somewhat within reach, but still a pretty big rank disparity. That and the and on position 4 is probably the most notable gap on both favoring Skiddies quite heavily.
Yeah, Skiddy's potentially the highest average rank in the entire league. They don't have a player that is not in ranked immortal, I believe.
Sounds right. Very early gyrocopter ban. Don't know if that's a fish special, but This is a good hero, and
Gyroban
it's very
into the
good with
Disruptor
Tusk,
pick.
right? As a 5. I think that's maybe the idea.
Yeah, 100% with the drinking buddies, super
Yeah.
oppressive. Yeah, maybe they just don't rate their ability to shut that out of the map. They do pick up the Disruptor, which was an Evoxo special last season. I was gonna say I don't think they dropped a game on it, but I don't think they dropped a game.
No,
So,
only when they played Spectre mid, actually. That was their. I think it
oh,
was the
yeah,
first or
that was
second
the
game of the
downfall.
series. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Um,
it is a very low damage combo from the supports on Sentinel. It makes sense that now these Vipers and Slaughters are out of the pool, that maybe this won't get punished too much, but it definitely can.
you're typically quite happy playing Tusk into the Disruptor, but it is just one hero. This is something
Yeah.
I think you see a lot from teams, especially teams that haven't like practiced much together before the season, and especially in the group stage, where they'll just kind of be like, right, let's just pick our, position 5, position 4, position 3, position 2, position 1, kind of
Yeah.
semi in that order. Usually you start to see that fall off towards the end of the group stage when teams are taking it a bit more seriously and have a bit more time
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, I think there's something to that. Of course, the new ban stage is different, but the banning of wind and picking Shadow Demon order is not something that suggests that it's incredibly
Yeah,
thought out. Maybe.
yeah, 100%. Primal Beast is going to be picked up most likely for Sky. Super strong hero. They
Yes,
also pick up the Zeus. That's a little bit out of left field. We've
it's
seen
more
Reese
likely to be
play this hero
flex. I
before.
think. I think that's also something Solar has to play, but it's definitely Reese's played this quite a lot.
Yeah, Reese has played it a lot, and yeah, I have 100% seen Solar Crest play it. I also know that King of the Clubben on Sentinel Island Esports also has played this hero and quite likes the hero. I don't know how much he rates it, but it's a little bit of a deny pick.
That's
Enigma,
new.
that's a spicy one.
Yep.
Mizanti, from memory, the only hero I think he was a level 30 Dawnbreaker and a level 30 Pangolier. I think were the two big standouts. The Pangolier specifically, I think was like his specialist. Is that hero completely dead, or has the buff helped it at all?
Don't think it's as dead anymore, but it's probably still not a great hero, and mostly just comparing it to other things. But the Enigma is something. I mean, it's in the pro scene. It's only heroic who ever do it, and they also do it where they flex it to mid. So I don't really know how to rate this hero. It's good that Gyro's banned, but
They've picked right now, Shadow Demon Disruptor Enigma in a very ranged carry centric
yes,
meta, which you probably now cannot do unless you're about to pick the most frontline of frontline offlaners. What are you expecting to see here? Mid laners rather.
yeah, I'd expect them to go have something that goes in first, right? Like he's played a lot of Void Spirit in this mid lane. They might just run with Comfort, and yes,
Yeah, there you
that's
go.
exactly what they do.
Yeah, I don't think there's probably too much dissecting to do there. It's just, yeah, we need someone that can go in and bait some spells so that the Shadow Demon and the Enigma can go to work with their poke. And I still think it feels probably tough to pick a range carry here, but they have the potential to do so on
Yeah,
Sentinel. Um,
could
Skiddies
also
will
pick it.
very much be looking at a range carry, I assume. They picked
Yeah,
Dusa.
exact. I mean, that makes all of the sense when you think they have Void Spirit whose damage comes through with Vessel, which is HP based, and they have Enigma who also has similar issues, and we already established they don't have much damage at all. This Dusa can just run over this game.
Yeah, and it's like it's B-Tech Gyro, right? In this instance as well.
Yes.
It's um, typically Shadow Demon kind of loves playing against it. I would assume he probably adores making illusions out of this hero, but so far that's kind of all they have for it.
Yeah, and it's not this. It's not like a Dark Series. Like the illusions are fine, sure, but it's not. It's it's not. It doesn't solve the problem on its own. There's plenty of the build with Mjolnir and Aghanim's on Dusa is perfectly fine to deal with that type of stuff.
They're going to have to pick their final hero next and do their final ban. Is there anything stand out that immediately deals with the Deucer, other than the obvious anti-mage.
Yeah, well, that's already gone, right? So it's could do something like a razor. It has, I think, at this point, I like the Dusa for the logic of we've already talked that they might need a melee hero, and a lot of them outside of AM aren't really fun to play into the Dusa. So
How's
you're
the PL
really, really
matchup
shutting.
now that he doesn't spy diffusal?
Terrible. It was already bad for him. Like even like people misunderstood it. It was already Dusa favorite. Now it's like Dusa has always been the best hero at killing PLE. You know.
They're banning out Earth Spirit. They banned the Jug on Skiddies. I don't think I would have loved to play Jug in this game, but I think at this point they're probably just saying like, look, Deuce is our win
Yeah.
condition. Let's just do everything in our power to make sure that they don't get some big pick into this Deucer.
Yeah.
Them banning out the Earth Spirit is kind of Skiddy's draft showing a bit of dividends here with this like Zeus primal pick. It's definitely not completely black and white. What's laning where? Banning out the
Yeah.
Tiny as well.
This is they're assuming it's a mid, and I think that's probably correct. Um, Probably also with the Zeus on mid is very he can very easily get punished by Void Spirit and Disruptor. So you'd rather have a hero that doesn't care as much about the limited damage they can do.
There's a decent chance I would say that he just does his Ember Spirit. I think here,
Yeah.
if they are looking for a mid, it's like the one that's left, and mid players are always kind of egoisto about like the spirit matchups. Or he goes
Oh,
for the Rubik. Is
that's
that?
still flex, right?
I think that's going to be Reese. It's hard to say. I think Solar Crest might be level 30 on it, and Reese is definitely level 30 on it. And
I
when
think
Reese was first kind of coming into the specifically the Irish scene, I know he was already big in the UK scene, but when he was first coming into the Irish scene and he was playing in houses and stuff, everyone was saying ban the Rubik. Like we don't want to play against the Rubik.
I think though the Zeus mid and Rubik 4 is much less scary than the inverse here. So I mean we'll see. Maybe he is this good on it, and maybe this Zeus mid can prove me wrong. But
It is
Rubik
only
mid is
playable in
deceptively
these
tanky.
games, right? Yes,
Yeah,
100%, 100%. Like the magic resist is ridiculous, and right now that's all they have.
yeah,
And the Rubik mid definitely does better in the lane against a Zeus would.
yeah. Okay,
And they just go for the Ursa. Thoughts,
yeah.
feelings?
Um, yes, like it's it's probably what they should have manned over Jug. I can see the logic, but no. Oh yeah, it is Rubik mid. Okay,
Rubik
because this
mid
is
on the
also
Solar
not a
Crest top.
great. It's knowing that they were going to pick Rubik. I think Ursa is probably like I don't think it's a great hero for to play Rubik against. So I think maybe that should have been a ban, but neither is Jog, I guess.
Typically, kind of hates playing against Primal Beast, right? I believe the ult isn't affected by the status resist of Ursa's ult.
Honestly, not quite
Um,
sure in that interaction. I don't
yeah,
know,
I'm
but
pretty sure not, and I know Warrior's Punch isn't as well. So there's definitely, I mean, it's nice that they've both kind of drafted to team fight each other. Everyone's just like trying to one up the team fight as the picks go along. I think that's always what's the funnest to watch, and it looks like that's what we're gonna get. Like you're not really gonna see these heroes splitting the map at all. So it's at least two pretty exciting drafts. Always exciting to see an Enigma. Always exciting to see a Rubik, right?
yeah,
Which draft do you give the edge off the bat?
I think there's a lot of work that can be put on the carries here. That's these heroes have pretty good games, both of them. It's like the Ursa is favored into the Deuce is favored into everything else that the that Sentinel has. So I don't know. It's very interesting. I think I believe in the Dusa. I think this Skiddy could take this game on.
Yeah, I'm inclined to believe Medusa, like, definitely I mean, it's always nice to see something a little bit different, regardless of anything. Anyway, my name's Moth. I'm co-casting this with Coral Dota. We are the players for Wong's Bakery, and we'll be taking you into this Division 1 matchup as they smoke out for the runes on the side of Skiddies.
There has been an old chat saying frugal filch, pointing out the facet on Rubik. Mana reduction instead of AoE increase.
I did notice that he always does this. Like I've noticed this in the past as well, and I think this one actually is more popular on mid, but I don't think it's right against Enigma. There's no way. And they are primed and ready on the high ground. Solar Crest is going to walk in first. I don't know if he's the hero you want to walk in first. He's trying to bait them in, but it's decently obvious if Ruvik's there, he's not going to be alone. So it looks like they are just going to split up and go their own ways, and we're probably just going to end up with a 2-for-2 rune split. How do you expect the early parts of these lanes to go?
Mm, there's always a chance with like an early level 2 and for like a disruptor Ursa to get kills, and then if they do, it starts becoming really nasty of just getting more and more with with glimpse and Ursa damage. But yeah, do you think it probably needs to happen? Otherwise, I think slow lanes have definitely favors Dire on pretty much every lane.
This mid lane is kind of, I think, for the entire tournament going to be a big decider for these games, because while Skiddies do have the highest average, their mid lane is not a mid laner, right? And King Jones right now taking a bit of intense beating in the bot lane, nothing too scary, but a lot of nukes from Skiddies. And so any lane that Solar Crest is able to edge out is like a massive win for these guys, because as soon as it gets into the mid game, it doesn't really matter. It's all about how Solar Crest gets into the mid game, I think.
Yeah.
It's nice to see a nuking pause for, no wave dragging shenanigans going to be happening from either of these guys. This is laning as God intended. No brown boots pause fours in this game, thank God. And Enigma, what's the go-to build on Enigma at the moment? I actually have no idea. I've not had one of these games in my pubs. Full stop. Are
Yeah,
they
great
aura
question. I haven't
bots?
either. I
I assume
mean,
Vlad's.
you must like. It definitely has always been the matchup that when you're against the Rubik, you don't play for Black Hole. So that
Yeah,
does mean Drums Boots and maybe a Vlad's. Not sure after that point. I know Drums is really, really like they will rush it before Boots even.
they do have the camp unblocked on bot side, on the side of Skiddies, so might be about to get a small advantage on their lane off of this one. Sky underscore struggling a little bit right now. Sky underscore maybe coming into this game feeling like he has a little bit to prove after somewhat of an underwhelming first series, painting him to maybe not be the best offlaner in the galaxy.
Yeah, I mean he's really trying to defend that claim of best offlaner in the world, but it didn't look like it last time. He has a lot to prove, especially being significantly higher MR than his matchup in this game.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Also, significantly higher MMR than the carry as well, let alone the other offlaner. So
Yeah.
yeah, a lot to look forward to from him, because he had a good showing in Kobold League. All of his games, even the grand finals games, he was a strong player. But yeah, not managed to pull it out yet in one of these games. But it's early days, early days.
Pretty notable CS advantage for the Radiant every lane so far.
Yeah, mid lane decently close. I think Rubik is definitely meant to pull ahead in this one when he gets a couple of points in W. He should be nuking a lot harder than Void Spirit, as it looks like it's starting to edge that way. Both heroes, I assume, are going to be. Yeah, they both have their bottles, so hopefully we're going to see some support rotations around the mid lane. I know they were very heavy on that on the side of Skiddies, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that again. Whereas I think they favour it a lot less on Sentinel. Reese right now is going to get glimpsed up into the hands of King Jones, so we might be looking at a first blood, but at the same time, Sky Underscore is going to trample in onto Avoxo, but he's going to take a heavy beating while he gets this kill. He should be fine to walk out, but
He has a slight movement speed advantage. He should be fine if he, yeah, walks in a straight line. He's good.
okay, he's not unhappy with scooping up a kill, allowing him to get a small net worth injection. But first blood going into the hands of Ursa, he's definitely a very happy bunny. Meanwhile, they're actually struggling on top lane a little bit. This Dusa Ilu and Eidolon's just proving to be a lot. Solar Crest, meanwhile, clicking up King of the Club. King of the Club is going to be forced back. Looks like he's going to do the long, slow walk to base. So Solar Crest right now, despite my earlier comments, kind of looking to be the port in the storm here for the side of Skiddies on their lanes. And it's not really going to get easier until a significant power rune spawn for King of the Club.
It's a snowball effect in all the lanes, right? Like whoever gets a lead will just be stronger. There's no inherent counters that come out. And I think you see like the first few waves go bad for the Dusa particularly, and now this lane's actually really hard for them.
The top lane is the one where I really need to see Tusk just like get stuck in and get down and dirty with them. There's small trading of spells. Rubik has the early level 6, and he has stolen the high level spell
Misses the
of Void
50-50 on the run.
Spirits. Doesn't get the 50-50. He's going to have a shield rune on Void Spirit, which he's going to be super chuffed with. That's going to allow him to lane freely and, in fact, go in a little bit onto Solar Crest. He does get his level 6. Padey's going to TP in. Zeus is going to TP in as well. Solar Crest not quite hitting the Dissimulate. Steals the Astral Step. He's got another one to play with. He steps back in, maybe baited by the bottle. King of the Club steps back in with the Dissimulate, getting 1 kill and falling to Padey. Nicely played by the Void Spirit, winning the 1v2 there, off of the back of having the bottled rune. Avoxo trying to get the 1v2 kill on Reese in the meantime. He's going to glimpse him back, and it looks like he is going to get it. He's pushing Sky Underscore away, and Sky Underscore is going to have to walk back to lane with nothing in his hands. Meanwhile, there's a dive out on top lane, all things falling apart. Fish is getting clicked up by every unit under the sun. He's clicking the wand, he's clicking the fruit. Rubik is TP top. Looks like it is just about going to be enough to save him, but he might not be able to get a kill in return.
TP.
And he's going to have to walk back to mid empty-handed. What a trifecta of complete disasters. And it's not over yet. Padey's going to have to save himself by snowballing on the spot, but King of the Club is not done diving just yet. This is what we saw from him all season before this. He's stepping in. He's got the Call of the Void facet. He hits the Q. He doesn't quite have the resources to play with. Reese is going to chase into him, but he still had an Astral Step waiting to play. He doesn't have any earn charges. Reese is pinging that maybe Sky Underscore can come and join. He misses the Lightning Bolt. He's going to walk back into Tusk here. He's completely out of spells. He has a wand up in a couple of seconds, but he's eventually going to die. Sky Underscore seems to be fighting a completely different battle, manages to get the charge out. Padey is onto the Ursa, who's not quite level 6. Padey is level 6 from the solo kill mid lane, and now they're onto Avoxo after bringing down King Jones.
I mean,
okay,
interesting turn of events.
I guess.
Yeah.
Top lane being the
Still
real struggle city out of this one.
Yeah.
And I think this is also kind of maybe where they should have expected the least struggle. King of the Club coming in with a gank that is scouted out by Solar Crest. Very nice. Good discipline by him to not try anything funny about it, and he's just going to walk back to the lane and shove that in after wasting Void Spirit's time. But Fish maybe hasn't respected the Void Spirit gank quite enough. I would be surprised if this can lead to a solo kill. Padey is here with the tag team. Fish uses his wand.
He's used every spell. He's fucked.
And he has used every spell. He is getting tag teamed up. This is going to be a long chase now. I think Fish might end up getting turned on here, and not in the good way.
Oh,
He does miss
nice
the
weave.
Q. Oh, and the punch from Paydi. Okay, Paydi
This is the
has
time.
room to, yeah.
PMA tip? Okay, one aggressive tip. That's good.
Okay, good. Paydi's got a bit of that dog in him. I need to see less of these PMA tips. You only have
Yeah.
limited of these.
It's a very sad game for Adusa. I don't think you want to see 36 CS and 2.9k net worth about to hit minute 10.
No, and again, there's kind of a pretty insane rank disparity between like this Paydi fish lane and the damage Mazanti lane, but you know, tower dead at 8 minutes. Kind of even without any massively substantial ganks, and yeah, fully forced into jungle now. Solar Crest is going to get softly gone on. I don't think King of the Club has any damage to do this, but
He used double leap, so a lot of people coming into this fight.
tag team out now. He's gonna get lifted up by Sky Underscore, but Sky Underscore's back the wrong way. There's a glimpse now out onto King of the Club, back into the hands of Sky Underscore's. Damage is going to get clicked up as well. It's looking like it's going to be a 3-for-1 to the favor of Skiddy's Angels. Tusk is just having significantly more impact, I think, than the enemy supports in these early engagements. It's what you said in the draft, right? These two supports right now do not really have the damage.
No, and they never really will. They are relying on everyone else to do damage. They have the control, and then the team just needs to do damage. But this Enigma, who's been very passive, is very, very rich, but we'll at least see if he starts playing here. I know he looks like he's just
Play out
dead.
now onto Mazanti, who looks like he is completely dead. The bolt's going to bring him down. Reese is maybe about to die to the Eidolons. They're barriered up when you neutralize him, and Reese is going to die. 2 Eidolons at the same time. Paydi's going to lose his streak to King of the Club. Sky Underscore is finding himself in a 1v2.
He charged in and didn't have mana for his trample.
Over cocky here from these moves, and there's the glimpse. It's back into the spirit, and damage is going to pick up that kill.
Thanks.
I mean, can't say anything about Div 1 games being boring this season. That's all I'm going to say.
No, I can say that if you know, hide every name and show me the gameplay, I don't know if I'd say if 1, but you know. Who might have talked? We lost to these guys last season, so
yeah, they're feeling out their buttons, all of them. It's early days for Sentinel Gaming. This is quite probably the first game that they've played together since last season, to be honest. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Reese trying to juke Ursa through the trees. He's gonna jump away. There's gonna be a charge in here and a glimpse back. All the way just outside of base for Sky Underscore, so he's got a bit of a walk to do. Tusk isn't done, however. He's going to walk in onto the Void Spirit. He's got the tag team out. There is a banish, but King Jones is taking a lot of damage as he gets dived under the tower, but he's in a little bit too deep now, unassisted. Sky Underscore is looking to wrap onto a Voxo. Voxo feels like he's done his work and he's going to get fade bolted down. King of the Club not feeling like he wants to join this one, as he's going to trade this for the mid tower. Probably the correct move. It's 2 supports for a mid tower. End of the day, you're probably not that upset. You're going to be
overall,
trading
though,
for tower.
a lot better game here from Sky. Particularly, he seemed to have a lot of control. He's really showing himself as the best offlaner on the Western Hemisphere.
Potentially.
He's fighting for that title.
Yeah, we've got more games. More games to see from him. Smoke up now. 2-man smoke. Voxo and King of the Club. They're going to find Reese as he puts his item on the floor. Almost lost it. He gets glimpsed back. And he is going to die to King of the Club. Who... It doesn't look like he's interested in upgrading this vessel. As usually they'd rush that, I believe. But versus the Deucer, and Primal has a dispel for it, I think he's not seeing the point. King of the Club was standing completely still. Sky Underscore trampling in, but maybe trampling in a little bit out of his depth. Tusk can't snowball save from this one. King of the Club has used a few spells. See if Tusk feels like he has the means to go in and save his Rubik. There's a snowball, but this is going to be a snowball to his own demise. Solar Crest does manage to pick up the kill on King of the Club, but it looks like it's going to be okay.
Gameplay.
It's going to be 3 for 1 as there's a glimpse out of the black hole. But I mean, he's not going to get many opportunities to click black hole, so I mean, fuck it. Rip that shit when you get the chance.
Ursa gets to phase boots up to 30 seconds late shrine, and then
Or he is picked up by the Gorgon's Grasp. Sky underscore is going to chase him down. He has ripped the ult, but he
he
does
is
have the
slightly
phase
faster,
boost.
yeah.
Or Stretch Arm Scrum picks him up for one grab and then dumps him down and walks away.
This Deuce needs to get into the game. It's still really, really low net worth. It's the main difference between whether you can say that this team's winning or not, because the fights are a bit chaotic, but if he's farming at the same rate as the Ursa is, then I think Skiddies are completely fine, but he's not, and then it's a problem.
We have... Never mind, stopping me in my tracks as usual. King of the Club throwing a couple of spells out onto Sky underscore as he's glimpsed back. Avoxo is now in a little bit out of his depth. Sky underscore is going to try and charge in onto the Void Spirit, but he's going to get Shadow Demon ulted just as a protective measure, and they're going to back up. But yeah, like you say, these fights are all over the shop, and in fact they're still going. Sky underscore now getting grabbed by the wraparound from Void Spirit. He's going to TP out of this one. He does have the boots of travel, so he doesn't even particularly care. He didn't even go home. He's straight to top lane, probably looking for another move right away. But the state of these fights, it's pretty much tit for tat, but it's just Ursa in the meantime is substantially outfarming the Deucer. Solar Crest now has seen a Voxo, but there's a pipe on Mizanti, so Solar Crest is going to be a little bit powerless to do anything about this. There's a charge in from Sky underscore, but Sky underscore is in like every single fight. And
he also needs to hit some creeps.
Yeah, he's starting to tie with net worth with the position 5 Tusk. If he wants to fight for his title of best offlaner in Europe, he's gonna need to get some farm up and show some big moves in these fights.
Absolutely.
What is the big time in that? Like when can you say go? Because I mean Enigma has a pipe, which is more than I think anyone on Skiddies can kind of hope for. So
yes.
what item do they need to be able to say, all right, look, we can fight this?
There's surprisingly little AoE from Dire, so you could see a potential early Roche with some Eidolons and drums, but that is, I think that will accelerate their timing because none of them outside of this Enigma really does any building damage on Radiant. So they are just hunting for kills.
Go out now onto Sky underscore. Reese is going to be there to assist with a couple of spells, but Avoxo is going to drop the ult for him. He's stepped on, he's held down. Sounds like a good weekend. Rubik's going to steal the shield. Reese is going to jump out under the tier 2 tower. There's going to be a glimpse coming up pretty soon. This poke from Radiant is just looking so difficult to play into with the absence of the auras that Radiant have. Meanwhile, Payde's going to get blinked on by King Jones, and he's going to get brought down himself. It's all falling apart a little bit. It's going from bad to worse. The kill score does not reflect the map state in any way.
No, it really does not.
Gaben's not too despair just yet. He's only weighing this one at a 57 to 43 win probability for the side of Radiant. So I don't know if that's some belief in the Deucer, who is... She's been left alone for quite a while. She's creeping her way up, slowly.
Slowly.
And it looks like they are going to look at the Roche, but Avoxo may be looking for a pick while they're at it. Do you feel happy enough joining fights as Dusa when you get this butterfly? Well, it looks like she's feeling
I
forced
mean,
to join one now, maybe.
yeah, we'll see. I think it's similar to the laning thing. Dusa is just a hero that's always just relative. You always want to fight.
Roche is going to fall as they go in for this move, so it's probably going to be a wasted move. They're almost certainly just going to abandon PayD, but that's if King of the Club has anything to
Oh
say about
no!
it. He is stampeded on, and he was actually incredibly low from something, and now you're going to have a 4-on-4 fight. They do have the Aegis to boot. Sky underscore is going to slam King Jones into the floor, but to no avail for now. King Jones jumps in onto Reese. Solar Crest throwing him back, stealing the pounce. Reese is going to fall.
Doesn't
Deucer
look
was
good
in
from Solar
fact
Crest now either.
not interested in this fight, and they are looking for Solar Crest. Disruptor is closing the gap, and so they will have a glimpse before too long, but it looks like they're not even going to need it. Bunny hop in, he steals the Q. He's close to getting the first life off of King Jones, but at the end of it all, it is just a 4-for-1 trade with a Roche to boot onto King Jones. And they are now presumably just on their
This
knees
tower is
praying.
not. That was.
Oh,
I guess he wanted to get a first
okay.
life, but
Yeah,
it
sure.
does get a blink out. But yeah,
Fuck
you
it,
are an
dog.
Ursa with 400 HP. You're not hitting a tier 2.
No, that's Enigma's job. I think you're leaving that to
Yeah.
him for a little while.
Oh,
Rubik saying timeout.
perhaps it's the silver tier effect coming through a little bit on a few different heroes here.
Void Spirit dying in this fight, and Dusa completely ignoring this fight, so she crawls her way into third place on the net worth chart. Um, and usually around this point of the game, I think you can start to see offlaners slow down
Yeah,
pretty drastically in how much they're farming as well. So it's probably not too long until she claims the second place spot, right?
probably. I'm
But I guess
assuming.
then the question is on even net worth, is she fighting an Ursa?
Um, I think the butterfly build makes a lot of sense to fight him. It does, of course, make the illusions from Shadow Demon a lot stronger. But the butterfly will be enough to kill the Eidolons and just provide the amount, like the amount of damage you'd want. Disruptor hates playing against Dusa. Like he doesn't do anything at any point in the game. The Void Spirit doesn't either, really. So it's just down to the Ursa and the Void no and the Shadow Demon to deal with her. And if Dusa
What
has a
does
team,
her
maybe they can play.
what does her like next couple of progression from that look like? Like how do you translate this into, because I mean they geared entirely around, we get made fun of for doing 4 protect 1, but they have kind of put all their eggs into one basket with her, I feel
Yes.
like. So how do you turn this into a 1v9 hero? Does it involve a rapier?
It doesn't have to. Um, it's eventually you will just buy something like a disperser and a Skadi, and you'll just be tanky. Again, it's why there's some comfort in as long as she's finding farm. This is a really Dusa favored late game again for every matchup except Ursa. So eventually she will just be big enough that they just stand behind her, click a solar crest, and maybe a glimmer cape and stuff, and you just win. But it is a long way from now, and Ursa, while ahead, can definitely deal with her decently comfortably.
Yeah, they have thrown away the Aegis, so, and like you said earlier, their tower hit is not particularly overwhelming by any means. If they group 5, they'll get the top tier 2. Should Dire choose to sack it, as they probably should. Um, so the towers aren't going to die incredibly quickly. I think it's safe to say that Deucer is probably going to have like a relatively free next 5 minutes, but around that next Roche timing is when she's going to have to fight, right? Like the second Roche, you probably don't have a choice as Deucer but to fight that, regardless of your items.
I still don't know if that's true, honestly, because it's again the fact that they like building damage to this extent, and they have to put the Aegis on the Ursa. It's the only hero that makes any sense to have it on. If How will they ever go high ground on Radiant? Like I think Dusa fights when she's ready and not a second before. Because what did they do to punish it other than killing her on the map? I guess, but
It hasn't looked like that's a priority of theirs whatsoever for now. But right now, I think the problem that Skiddies have is Deuce is getting farm, and the other four of you are all holding hands.
Yeah.
Your Rubik is doing his best, but he's not gonna hold this position on the leaderboard charts forever. There's a glimpse back on Sky underscore back under tower. He's vesseled up by King of the Club. He's got the disruptor Q on him as well. He's thunder striking
You might
down
as well
tick
lift.
by tick. He's lifting
He's
him up,
dead.
but and that is most likely going to be the top tower. Damage is setting up
Setting up on the
onto
Tusa.
Fish here, probably just for a bit of
For
harass,
fun.
a bit of annoyance. These illusions are chunking her, but it's also just the best way for him to farm, right? Like he's pretty gassed if he gets these illusions for a bit. He can clear a couple of waves for free.
He did manage to
And
turn off split shot when he did.
Rubik's gonna dodge out the glimpse, keep himself safe, and these moves that they did on the map, King Jones went for the Tormentor and Damage went for the kill bot. It does mean they haven't tried to pressure out any towers. Do you think that's the correct move? Do you think they should just be happy with the fact, yeah, we don't have any tower damage, so we're just going to choke the map, not risk
It's
any throws?
yeah, it's the one benefit of having the disruptor that even if you don't hit the towers, you are still the threat of the glimpse really makes the map very small for the Dire for where they can farm. So even though you're not pressuring their map, they aren't out farming you that much either.
And this was Sentinel's kind of bread and butter through the last season of the league as well, picking this disruptor and then just making the map feel impossible to play regardless of how lanes went. They'll just walk around with these kill squads, and any hero that's caught out, they'll grab them and then just slowly transition that into map dominance. When they didn't do it on the disruptor, they did it on the enchantress instead. And we have kind of yet to see a team come up with a winning formula against it.
Yeah, that's very
But
true.
not
I
going to
think a
count
lot can
out.
be said to the laning stage that um, these heroes, again, we talked about the lack of damage on Radiant, but ultimately net worth fixes all. If you are ahead, this Radiant Rat is very, very good to play. It's the strength of Disruptor. He's famously good from ahead and not a great hero from behind.
Void Spirit has TP'd back. They're wanting to put a stop to this push out now. There's a Walrus Punch out onto him, not followed up by the Snowball. The Snowball was instead onto Disruptor. Sky underscore is charging in, gets vesseled on the way. He gets pushed back by Disruptor, who is going to drop the old solo on him. Meanwhile, there's a banish onto Dusa. There's a black hole onto nothing. She walks into it. There's a stolen black hole onto the Enigma, which is immediately cancelled by the Glimpse. Fish is falling a little bit low on mana. Damage is going to fall now to the tag team damage. King of the Club feels like maybe he can finish off Fish, which he can with the Q. He has a DD running. Tusker is going to TP out. It's looking like a 2 for 2 with Radiant finally managing to bring down this Deucer, who had been becoming a bit of a nuisance on the map, but not a completely fruitless trade for Dire.
No, all things considered, that went a lot better than I was expecting for Dire. It's probably even a good thing to an extent that the net worth goes to the heroes who really need it right now. The Dusa can come out and find some farm again, but if this BKB on Primal got delayed any longer, it would have been a real problem.
Yeah, which he does now have 9-second BKB. Didn't have it for that fight, but definitely could be a difference maker. I didn't even realize that he was rushing this before a blink. He has really been in despair alley with this one. I don't think you're ever happy having to buy this item first, but Primal Beast not the worst hero to do it on by any measure.
Yeah. And ultimately, again, playing against the lineup who wants to... Oh,
there's a charge out onto King Jones, who's ripped a very early ultimate. Can Stretch Armstrong get the ulti onto him? He's just out of reach. He's phase booting and bunny hopping out of the way, and they're bringing reinforcements now, so it's probably going to be time to abandon this. King Jones has decided, no. You're locked in here with me. I'm the hunter, and likewise, they're going to back it up. Fish is going to try and bully King of the Club out of top lane, but I think it's going to be the opposite story. King of the Club level 18 after getting solo XP on the Deucer kill. Ursa found himself back next to the Primal Beast. There's a Nimbus on top of him. He does have the BKB. The Boots of Travel
Ursa's
are
getting
on.
quite low,
Ursa's
but
falling low, but there's a big heal there at the end of it. Enigma's in the midst of the fight. Damage has blinked forward. Tusker's found himself up shit creek. And in the top side of the fight, they are still going and still going. There's a glimpse out onto Rubik. Solarcrest finding himself surrounded on all sides. They just collapse so quickly on Radiant. Any catch and suddenly Disruptor's glimpsed and Void Spirit's travelled in. It's looking so tricky to fight. He's travelled back to top to bully Deucer away from this wave. She's trying to get anything she can to stay a factor in this game. Reese does have the Nimbus. You're never sad when you have Nimbus, honestly. You're always happy with when you have this item. Everything just feels fun. Primal Beast has now fallen underneath the enemy pos 4 on net worth. He's had his game like completely sacked for these fights. It's not even particularly on him. He's just been called to come to every single fight that's happened on the map.
I think he
And
was
he's usually
3-1
the
and
one
3
trading
at
his
one
life.
point, and he is now 3-7 and 5. So, rough change of events. He's buying up a heart on Void Spirit.
As fucking hell, feeling like they don't really have any damage on Dire, I guess, and he's gonna run the 1v5 with them as he picks up the Wisdom Rune in the middle of all of them.
A bit of
While
botched initiation as they pop the Lincolns with the Primal ult, which is rather the opposite what you want to do.
the rest of his team happily takes Roche. Well, Ursa's kind of getting messed up, to be honest, but there you go. There's a banner left in the pit. There's a banner left in the pit. You probably need the banner to push, guys. You have no tower hit. There's a banner in the pit. Well, I'm sure they'll remember eventually, right? Oh, he tried to snowball onto the Void Spirit, but didn't quite get it, and then
he's dead.
Okay, I think they pressed every spell wrong, but they did still get him. So a bit of a, I think that's not respecting the Nimbus there, probably from King of the Club. So he's gonna die, but it's kind of inevitable with how this guy plays. This is his whole shtick. He just plays up in your face non-stop. He's not the type to respawn and think, ah, shit, I need to rethink my moves. He's going back at it again, guaranteed, as soon as he respawns. Dead for a long time though. And time is all that Skiddies have in this game right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's really gonna be a net worth lead that's gonna be worse than this. So as long as they get money, I think they are kind of okay, even if Sentinel get more money than them.
Any massively key item timings coming out? Disruptor wants an Ags, but he's 3.5k gold away from it, so not
Primal bought a
anywhere
shard
near.
on the way to his blink, so that's now down again to only 600 gold towards it.
Yeah, just looking for anything to try and turn the tide in these fights. Because realistically, if he survives through a fight, start to end, he'll probably have a blink. He's just right now he's the only initiation that they have, so he's just not getting to it. I like this from Rubik. He's got the BKB queued, so if he does manage to get Black Hole, they have no cancel for it on Radiant, so he will just be Enigma but better.
He also bought a shard with, I think he realizes how often he steals his Aether Remnant, that's a real farming mechanic.
Yeah. This Void Spirit so tanky with the Reaver, 3.2k HP.
Yeah, he finished the heart now, 3.5 and nice little 60 HP regen as well.
Did they Remember, have they picked the banner up on anyone? Yes. Okay, Avoxo did go back and get it. This is why he's the goat
Yep.
of Irish Dota. Yeah. Step in now, double step used onto the Tuskar. The Nimbus is dropped. Tusk not dropping incredibly quickly. He's going to get the snowball off, so they've got some time to decide if they want to fight this. Meanwhile, Dusa looks like she doesn't have a choice. She's trapped in the middle of the Disruptor role. Not particularly threatened just yet, but she is getting battered by her own illusions. Sky underscore is in. He's used the shard. He's used the BKB, so that's all of his items. There's a black hole now. Presumably that was a spell steal that just got
No.
dumped onto the Lincoln Sphere. Deuce is going to drop. Tusk has already fallen. 18k net worth now. The Aegis yet to be dropped. Sky underscore charging his way out of there. Avoxo doesn't have the mana for the glimpse, but they are forced onto their own high ground, and King of the Club is not done yet. He hits the Remnant onto Rubik. He's E-bladed himself up, but he's going to be taking a little bit of magic damage as well. He steals the shield, but it's not going to be enough. Reese is now jumped onto, and they are dropping like flies. Sky underscore is here to throw his name into that hat of potential deaths. Not the one that's going to get glimpsed back, though. So he is going to crawl his way into his high ground, where he is still continuing to be dove. He's remnanted up, he's vesseled up, he's held in his high ground. He might be the best offlaner in his high ground, as Tusk blinks in, punches him up into
He'll
the
live because
air
of this
of
heart
Void
regen.
Spirit. Yeah, he's healing inside that, and now King Jones is here. He's managed to kick his feet up this
Oh
entire
my
fight, but he's
lord.
saying, yeah, get me in on the action. And that is a 5-man wipe
Could
with...
expect them to call a game here.
Yeah, the tower damage is, as we have said, pretty insubstantial, so they'll get one more fight, but it will be without Tusk, unless they... Looks like they're going for sides, so we can maybe expect to see one more team fight on the bot side, but that's if Void Spirit doesn't get involved first. Banish now out onto one. Solar Crest gone on. Zeus evaporated. Zeus is going to buy back. If they drop any more here, you can probably expect to see the GG called. He is lifted into the fountain. He can die to the fountain. The heart not going to help too much with that. King Jones saying, okay, I'm out of this. I'm back to hitting the base. They're going to get the side. An attempted charge in, but damage is going to blink out, and he's found himself in the middle now, and that's a buyback from King of the Club. He says, right, let's get this one done. They've gone in too deep. We're not letting them get away from this one. He's travelled into the midst of 4 heroes, just saying, look, guys, I got him. Glimpse someone back for me, and we'll win the game. If Fish or Rubik go down here, we're probably going to expect to see GG called. The Nimbus is down, the Disruptor ult is down. Medusa's trying to get onto the high ground. She's dead without buyback. He's lifted into the fountain again, but this time he has a step to get away.
And there's a GG. Yeah.
And there is the GG called. Minute 33. Skiddies have been given the Sentinels treatment. Their map just kind of disappeared before their eyes. Kill score not meaning much early in this one.
No, it did not.
Don't go anywhere. Still potential for big things to happen in game 2. I will see you shortly. Welcome back. After a short break, we are straight back into the action with Game 2 of Division 1, Week 2, Season 6. Irish Dota League Skiddy's Angels versus Sentinel Island Esports. Sentinel Island Esports continued their trend as reigning champions by taking Game 1 over their higher MMR nemesis. I am Moth. I'm here to take you through this game with Coral Dota. Straight into the draft. We're seeing very similar bans, but the SD is getting banned out by Skiddies. A bit of respect there. Clinks and Windranger both to get taken out by Sentinel Island Esports. What are your thoughts after a bit of an underwhelming game one?
It was, I think a lot of things got sold out in the lanes, right? We talked about how they need to be ahead, and both drafts win very easily when they're ahead, and Sentinel played the lanes better, which is again surprising because that's usually where the MMR thing shows, as opposed to like the team synergy. But it made it too hard, even with some slightly messy plays from both sides. There was never really enough of a comeback that this Dusa just was ahead.
And after seeing that as the side of Skiddy's Angels, do you think you say, fuck it, like draft to be able to lose lanes, draft to be able to make mistakes, just like play the map better, split them up a little bit, which I think their players are typically a bit better at? Or do you think, no, just do it again, but do it better?
I mean, it's interesting. I think Solarcrest's hero pool for it isn't that large on it. Like they've already banned out this tiny, which is one of the ones he can do this on, and same kind of for offlane. That Helm of the Dominator used to be the way to do it, and that's also been nerfed a lot. It's really down to supports and carry to do it. I think playing for losing lanes it's harder now. It's probably why they are also hesitant to do so. Okay.
And these two picks out of the bat don't show either team wanting to dodge each other. They opt for the Tusk again. They pick up the Clockwork, which I think is typically a lot better on 5, but this is almost certainly a damage pos 4 Clock, one of his most played heroes.
It's actually been more of a 4 in the like last 6 months on in the pro scene, so it's probably yeah. I don't think Schofield was watching Sentinel Esports gameplay, but you never know.
You never know. You never can tell. Probably a very strong lane partner for the Enigma again, should they decide to pick that up. He was a very underrated factor of last game, I think. He only gave Black Hole away once, and it wasn't to his drastic detriment. He was second net worth basically the entire game, and yeah, did a lot across the map against the odds of his lane. So wouldn't be surprised to see that picked up again.
Yes, I will say though that this is also Clockwork is very very good with Darkseer pairing, and they might want to do that similarly to the SD as a way of saying we have some protection against if Skiddies want to run this super late game carry that scales really well. Because they had it with SD now before, they won't have it unless they do something like that now.
Do seem to remember Mazzanti being a bit of a Darkseer specialist as well, so definitely something for them to consider with this ban that they're putting a decent amount of thought into. They've banned the SF. Is that indicative of something, or are people just scared of this hero? Mid, I assume.
That's it. Well, SF would throw everything we've said out of the window. It's funny because it's also really good as a combo with Tusk, but it is again Clockwork 5 and SF1 is one of the ways to play Clockwork 5. You need like for both of the heroes, they work so much better when they have these types of archetypes for each other. So maybe that's what they're scared of. But again, it's really good with Tusk, so it also is kind of showing their hand that that's not something they want to do either.
They've banned out the Tidehunter on Skiddies, and Sentinel have banned out the Timbersaw. These are two of Sky's heroes. His level 30 Primal Beast wasn't super successful last game, so maybe going to have to see something new from him this time. As I don't think you want to pick Primal into Clock, but I'm not incredibly familiar with his hero pool. I think from what I'm told, he's just he's a meta enjoyer, right? He just spams whatever is the best hero of the patch.
Sentinel, they banned the Disruptor themselves. They are. It's
Okay.
an interesting one because I think we already said that this is very likely position 5 Tusk, and I don't think position 4 Disruptor is that common. It isn't unheard of, but I'm a bit interested in this idea.
Yeah, there must be cooking something with that ban because either that or they're just like so incredibly like unintimidated by
Yeah,
by
well, just
skiddies
say
that they're
hey,
like,
you
oh, I
know,
guess I don't want to play against that.
yeah, yeah. If they
And
then ban the Void Spirit next phase, I'll believe it.
they picked the warlock, which was banned out
Yes, that was banned
early
out in the first
on
game.
in the first game. So they've shown both supports as they did last time. Um, Clockwork and Warlock. You got a frontliner. You got a team fighter. Kind of ticks a couple of boxes here.
Warlock's
But
a better
again,
hero
showing
than Disruptor, but it is less punishing in these kind of like goofy games that we saw last time. It is not one that ends the game in the same way or punishes one person out of place. It wins team fights, but we didn't see many team fights last game.
no, and it's also not going to show the same pressure on the lane as Disruptor did. I've laned against this Avoxo Disruptor, and it can be very oppressive. Warlock just physically can't apply that same grip, and if it's starting to look bad for Sky, he can always just go behind the tower. That's kind of Warlock's biggest weakness. He can't do anything about that. So should they choose to drag or cut,
Oh,
Skiddy's Angels say fuck it. Back against the wall, 1-0 down. We're picking the Solar Crest, level 30, Earth Spirit mid. I spoke to Avoxo before the game. I asked him if he like even considered this hero and just generally whether it was good. He said he was not going to ban it. He wanted to play against it if they dared. He even said he'd seen him play it a couple of times and was underwhelmed by it.
oh
So
my!
fight in talk from Avoxo.
They banned it last game though. I guess it's like it's the classic of we won't let you last pick it. Like you can like
Yeah,
you won't ban it early, but come on, last
you
pick
can
it.
have you can have your best hero. You can't have your best hero in a good game for it.
Yeah. But I do think you're right that even the primal is now open or something like an axe for Sky because the best way to deal with Warlock it's so impossible to beat in lane that you just don't you just cut the wave, and I think even something like a Nyx sets up for that by saying we are just gonna drag waves and
Yeah,
we're
we'll
gonna
just drag it.
cut,
Yeah.
we're not fighting you.
And it looks like maybe they have done what we said, and they're just like, you know what, the lanes, fuck it, dog. Like, we'll beat you afterwards. Um, which I think any adjustment I'm fine with. That's what the group stage is for, right? They're feeling each other out.
Yeah,
There's not been a reason for Sentinel to change the way that they play since the start of the last league. They've honestly just looked like they're playing on vibes alone, and it's been working for them. Um, Skiddy's Angels are the ones that kind of have to adapt and work out a way to put up a wall against this.
but I like the adaptation, and it's again we're seeing the issues of there's really no objective damage on these supports here from Sentinel. They are they're prone to getting ratted, and this is also kind of new from them, I think.
A Mars pickup from Mazanti. Not an inherent counter against any of these heroes, right? This is again just kind of like
Yeah,
a rip it pick.
I
I
guess you can't
guess
roll out of arena, but there's no real necessary synergy with a clockwork. This could get really bullied with a good ranged carry pick.
yeah, which I guess is I mean there's some argument that says, oh, they've picked us, they probably want a range carry. Mars is nice against range carries in general later into the game, so
Yeah,
maybe
and
there's
so is
some
clock.
some
It's
thought process there.
also pick a PL, and then what do they do?
Yeah, pretty again from both sides, say similar to game one, just very like indicative drafts, right? Like you know where every single one of these heroes is playing.
Absolutely.
Lena, that's
It's almost
the
certainly mid. There's a slight chance that it's one, but I think that's not really been the thing. Probably just
Yeah,
saying that this Earth Spirit is a fighting hero that wants to go around, and let's not give it a good start. This Lena should beat the hell out of it.
I actually think there's maybe something to the Nyx Assassin in regards to I don't know if King of the Club plays anything that likes playing against it.
No, I'm
He's
assuming the
like
Void Spirit is fine though. Like it's
it,
about as good
it's
as it
okay, but
gets.
he doesn't enjoy Carapace,
No,
but yeah,
he
no,
doesn't get
it
blown up
is.
by the W as much as Alina does, for example. Right?
Yeah, I'm curious as to why he didn't feel it this game. Maybe he just who knows what this guy thinks. Maybe he just didn't want to play it twice in a row because bored, or maybe
Yeah,
it loses lane to Earth Spirit.
who knows?
Who
They get
knows?
the jug
They
now.
pick up the
There was
jug.
Yeah, that is a very standard against the Mars, right? Even though there's some bugs with this ult, it's just you spin out of arena and that's it, right? They have two different ways to cancel spin TP, so it's not free by any means, but it is perhaps a lot more of a simple game plan. He did get very farmed even against us when they last played, so this is maybe more comfort for him.
The last game he kind of just got poked out of top lane and then lost his tower. I think there's like no chance of that happening this game. I mean, I don't want to jinx him, but like Clockwork Mars, he has a healing ward and everything. He has spin to get away from the cogs. He should be fine on this lane, right?
A lot of brawling. It's four melee heroes on Skiddies right now. It's
That's true, actually. Yeah, that's going to be a pretty intense lane. But healing ward's notoriously pretty good against melee heroes.
no, but yeah, that's true. But the Lina should be able to deal with it later in the game.
Yeah, for sure. Gyrocopter banned out as the last ban of the game, along with the Ursa. Dawnbreaker has been banned. Not a ton of reserve time on Sentinel, but by this point in the draft, it's probably safe to assume that they they know more or less what they're after. What are you looking at as a carry here for Sentinel versus your Jug matchup?
It is pretty fantastic TA game by all accounts, but I don't think he's a TA player. I can imagine maybe that they want to go for something like a life stealer or maybe even a drow, even though there's an earth spirit, but stuff that doesn't really care that much about Nyx Assassin and can just kind of tank through it. I think life stealer fits their profile the most of what they pick this guy. So that's probably what I'm expecting. Maybe an Abaddon if it's not too nerfed and too bad now as a hero, but
Right now, Skiddy's thinking 3 seconds to think about Sky underscores hero
ooh,
Venomancer.
that's interesting.
Spicy.
I
Okay.
like it. I don't know
I
if I like
mean,
it, but I like it.
yeah,
You know,
I like that it's here. I maybe
don't know if
hate
I
it.
like it for the game. Yeah, it
But
cannot cut waves, right? That was the
yeah,
thing
it
we
can't
established.
cut and it doesn't really like it feels like if you're dragging
Lina
for
is
this
a.
hero, then what's the point?
I don't think there's a point for the Venomancer versus a Lina. I think Lina is a. You just outrange. You can't really do anything to this, and even Warlock can heal through your things. It is not a great Veno game, but it is a cheese hero. It's hard to say ahead of time. Oh, and the
And they
Kez.
answer with the Kez. Okay, nice. Well, spicy last picks. Spicy last picks. They're having fun at least. Both of these players definitely abusing the fact that there was no reserve time. They're just holding their tongues until the last second. They're like, "Oh, pick me Veno, pick me Veno," and they have no choice. So that's nice to see at least. Coral Dota, we're 1-0 up Sentinel Island Esports. Who do you have this draft going to?
I think I would love to see this Veno take over the game and Sky to prove himself as the best offlaner in the UK. But I don't think I see the purpose of the pick. I will very happily be proven wrong, but I am favoring Sentinel Island Esports here.
I think I have to agree, but if Skiddy's Angels win, it'll be exciting, right? Like we get some Dota cinema with this. Earth Spirit's probably one of the funnest heroes to watch in Dota. We've got the
It's just a
Reese
lot
Nyx
of fun to watch when
assassin.
it's not you.
Yeah, yeah.
When I'm not dealing with an Nyx, I'm loving seeing this hero. It's a lot of fun.
He took the scuttle facet, which is it's what I do. I don't know if it's correct. They nerfed the mana drain one. and it's definitely super fun to play with this one. But
Damage showing he can be beaten on this hero, going 1-3 and 28, losing on his last Clockwork game. So maybe that's a sign of
yeah, he
better
can
things to
crumble.
come. Yeah.
Prepare for battle.
This is, by the looks of it, I'm looking at the stats here. Looks like the first Kez showing on the Irish Dota main stage, or indeed on any Irish Dota stage. I believe this is the first pick of the hero. So that's kind of exciting. He's bronze tier on it. We did see that he had Dota Plus, so
Yeah.
that's a real bronze tier.
No, he talked
Um,
last league. He talked that Kez wasn't in captains, and he was sad about it because he's a Kez player. But this wouldn't imply it.
it's not particularly indicative. Maybe maybe he has a smurf. I think Kez is a hero. It'll become quite obvious quite soon whether he is a Kez player.
30 seconds to
So
battle.
Yes.
we can only wait and see. We might get.
Definitely see that ward. But
Yeah, they will have seen the ward, but it's kind of served its purpose. They see the heroes, and they're not abandoning it for the 2-2 split. Yeah, it looks like they're going to wait for them to come down. Maybe they didn't see the ward, unless they're
maybe they
baiting
didn't.
it. They are
That's
now
impressive.
backing off. Sky underscore is not backing off, however. He's on to Mazanti. Fish is clicking him up. There's the Gale as well. The Ice Shards is going to completely
That
block off
should
the
be first
cliff.
blood.
There's no trade at all looking to happen here, so that will be first blood. And now
Big
Damage
fatal
is
bonds.
caught in the middle and looks like he's been a little bit abandoned. They don't have a ton to catch him right now. They have the Ice Shards coming up in 7 seconds and a Gale in 3. Damage will almost certainly die here, but he's going to run him around a little bit. He's going to get picked up with the Ice Shards by Payday. Another good start for Payday in this one. He had a very good early game showing, probably the only one who did on the side of Skiddies. And it
And
looks like he's cleared
crucially,
up an
Solarcrest got the
okay.
first blood, so he almost has a bottle now. This is
Which is very big for him in this melee versus range matchup. I can't claim to have any clue how this mid matchup is going to go. But he has 1,000 net worth right now. Off the
pretty
back of
good for
that
minute
first
zero.
blood. Yeah. Bot lane, as you said, the four melee lane. So provided they don't choose to do any wave cutting or dragging shenanigans, this is going to be a brawl fest, and neither team has particularly looked like the type to not just square go on the lanes.
Yeah, and this healing ward spell should have so much value. It's really not easy for either of these heroes to kill it.
Ice
Let me
Shards
see a
now, they
go
got
here.
him under the tower. They are level 2, but he is going to get speared backwards. So just a trading of resources here. He's got a 9 stick on Tusk, so he's not too bothered about clicking a couple of spells. Top lane, it is a Nyx Assassin lane, it is a Veno lane, so again, kind of, it's going to be very dependent on early resources, how this one goes. We've got a bit of an engagement now with an Impale, but I don't think they ever really have kill threat on top lane into the Warlock heal, right?
They have to really overextend. The Veno damage is obviously very good, but he has a Nyx and there's a Warlock. You know, it's just it's a bit of a sub diff there.
Yeah. Both sides have their camp unblocked, so pools are open. Sky underscore gonna farm behind the tower a little bit, but not really a hero that can do it. Mid lane decently even, like say that early first blood, paying big dividends. We might see a fight here at the 3 minute for the fruit spawn. Doesn't look like they're too interested. On top lane, never mind. Sky underscore is trying to take the fruit, but they just don't have the damage into this Warlock heal. King Jones storming in onto Sky. Good body blocks from Reese. And they will leave relatively unscathed, but not particularly happy as Warlock did manage to get the fruit. But as we said, I think you're happy, or at least happier surviving lanes on Skiddies than you were in the last game. You don't feel like you have to win these. And to be honest, I don't know if I ever feel like I have to win a little lane against a Kez. This hero has like the Morphling effect.
Yeah, no, it's interesting to see what he's gonna go use. Queuing up what looks to be a Battle Fury. So
Oh, interesting. Not going for the
I don't
Death
know how
Soul.
fast this hero farms, whether it's good or not. So just ignore lane against them.
Yeah, typically, I think they get the Deso and they get that around 15 minutes. And so I guess they look to get a Battle Fury around the same, but I don't know how much faster he farms with a Battle Fury. A little go out now, but a good cogs push. Fish is going to have to defensively use the spin, and they are going to have to back up. They're surviving better in this lane than they did the last one, but they are definitely taking a beating.
They're winning this CS battle, but yeah, we talked about how good this healing ward is, and he has not skilled it, so that might make a difference here as they're a bit low.
Looks like he's salved up on the Tusk, and Jug is regenerating up, so not too bad. The biggest problem right now looking to be Venomancer sitting on a very uncomfortable 1500 net worth, minute 5.
Yes, mostly because this hero is considered a lane stomper. It's not really the hero you expect to lose lane with and then come back. So it's interesting to see what he's going to do with it. But overall, much better laning from Skiddies this time.
A lot. Ooh, we're going to see a go out here. The spin out maybe a little bit early onto the Mars, and he's kind of just getting traded into on it, but again, just lubing each other up a little bit, just feeling each other out, prepping each other. Sky's going to have the offensive shadow word on him. They have, to their credit, on the top lane, they've managed to keep the wave under their tower basically the entire time. So they're at least getting XP. They're keeping parity there. Solarcrest going to lose his courier as he goes to drag the wave. He's going to get Laguna bladed now, but he's actually going to offensively roll in because Tusk is here. They find themselves on top of King of the Club. He does have the Light Strike Array, and damage is here for the attempted Avenge kill, but there's a decent wand on Solar Crest. He manages to roll out after already hitting the cog. So damage is going to pick himself up. Nothing for now. The level 25 versus level 25 battle on mid lane goes the way of Solar Crest in this particular engagement with the help of Payday. There's another go in now. Solar Crest goes in with the kickback into the Impale from Reese. The burst is just a little bit too much, but Lina is going to respawn. There's a Dragon Slave. There's one click. There's two clicks. He's trying to bottle through a Blood Grenade as well. Are you kidding me? There's a Light Strike Array onto the Nyx Assassin. No points in Carapace for that guy. Meanwhile, Kez manages to die solo in presumably the 1v1 to Sky underscore. Best offlaner in his postcode on top lane.
Yeah, he says the Warlock leaves and he takes advantage of it. Still too early, maybe, to call whether he's a Kez player or not, because we didn't see this play, but not a great start.
Maybe looking for a sneaky go here. He has the Laguna back up, he has the Dragon Slave. He leveled the Carapace on level 4 there on Reese, and now he's in trouble on King of the Club. There's the Impale, there's the Mind Flare. We spoke about King of the Club maybe not having heroes that are the best matchup for this Nyx Assassin, and it's maybe looking a bit like it right now. And
so far, this Earthspirit's doing a lot, though.
He's doing a lot. He's doing a lot, which and so he should, right? Like this is he's probably the only Earthspirit player in the region, and it does get banned against him even when the hero's not great, and so he has to show every now and then that there's a reason for that.
Absolutely.
And we said before, right, that after 20 minutes or so, oh no, there's a Gale out on to King dead. Jones. He has a lot of healing on him, but he has a lot of damage overtime on him as well, but he's gonna be fine for now. Damage is maybe taking the hit here. Mind Flare out. There is another Impale. One more click is all it's going to take. Solar
This guy's
Crest is
stuck
here
around.
now under the tower. Voxel looks like he might be the one to fall for it. King Jones not opting to TP out. There is help on the way. They're still going. There's a rollout
Lina
that
went
got
in.
tanked by King of the Club. He's got a shield
He's
rune on
dead.
Earth Spirit. He doesn't give a fuck. He misses the roll on King Jones, so
Keeps
he's a
Magnetize
little
going.
bit free, but he's still got the Magnetize going. He's got the Urn on him as well. They're bringing Mazanti
Oh.
in as well, but no one's dropped it below full HP. There's a snowball out. It's got 2 people in it. Mazanti's found himself completely outnumbered. It's going to be a 4 for
Lord.
0 under the tier 1 tower. Sky is on a killing spree, and Solar
Oh,
Crest
no.
might be the GOAT.
Best offlane in his house. Actually, shot popping off, and this Kez and this Lina has these deaths were really bad. I don't know how to put it. I think this shows that Lina, if you look at the skill build, has 5 or maxed up the Fiery Soul. Those spells do nothing in these fights. He's just clicking.
Yeah, I thought that everyone just had a raindrop, but no.
No,
Yeah, he
level 1
really
spell.
is just.
Oh, he's Lagooning a creep and hitting the jungle now. That's his mood.
Reese has the level 6, and he's gonna scuttle across the entire map, looking for anyone nice and vulnerable. He just got from top lane to bot lane in about 7 seconds.
And oppositely to last game, the Juggernaut compared to Zeus has absolutely taken advantage.
Roll on
of the
now
free farm.
onto Avoxo, who is going to put the heal onto himself. He's going to drop the rock as well. Lina is going to drop her spells, which, as you said, do very little to nothing. Reese is there with the double stun onto Avoxo, who's vesseled up. PayD picks himself up at a double kill. This is night and day from game 1, as not only kill score favors Radiant, but so does the net worth lead. Damage is going to get clicked up now. He has the poison stacks on him. There's an aggressive roll in from Solar Crest. He is all over the map currently. He's got a regen rune running, so he's happy to keep going. Mazanti's going to back. He's going to make like a sheep and get the flock out of there, as a dear friend once said. And yeah, they're keeping their foot on the gas. They're maybe not farming a whole lot while they're doing it, but their foot is on the pedal, and there's a staunch drop-off after Earth Spirit and Jug to the next highest net worth. As they pick themselves up another tier 1 tower.
It's only the mid tower remaining. And 5k net worth lead, minute 11 is pretty great to play with.
Yeah, nothing to be scoffed at. Sentinel have definitely come back from worse. They've lost all 3 lanes before and then come back, but it's going to be a bit of a battle to do so, as Reese is keeping an eye on King Jones's HP, just seeing if there's anything cheeky to be done, but just sapping XP for now, as there's a snowball out onto Avoxo. A kick out as well. He's going to run under the tier 2, but he will get brought down. There's a Magnetize now out onto damage. The cogs are bouncing left, right, and center. There's a spear onto Tusker. Laguna Blade as well. He tries to roll out, but that is tanked by King Jones, who's managed to sneak his way into this fight. Reese is still watching from the sidelines. That is 700 gold in the space of 5 seconds for King Jones.
He needs it though. Oh, he's turns out not going for Battle Fury. He's going for a Mage Slayer.
Ah, the useless item, maybe.
I mean, I guess I see it when you're against Nyx, Veno, and Earth Spirit. Like, it helps, but it does not help you farm when you are behind. That is the one thing it doesn't.
No, if he keeps joining fights like that, though, he's not going to need to.
We'll see. The Jug has his Battle Fury. He's had it for about a minute, and is just his lead on net worth is only gonna grow. No one can really keep up.
Yeah, Fish definitely had his best performance so far on Jug in game 2 of his week 1 game, and he's looking like another decently strong showing on this one. As you said, they do have good cancel for his spin TP, but
that only matters if he's behind.
Yeah. King of the Club now. Invis in front of the tower, baiting
Oh,
Mazanti, but there's a
who's
rollout as
baiting
well.
who?
It was another bait from the other side. There's a snowball out under the tower. You are right next to a tier 2 tower, lads, but Avoxo is silenced. He drops the rock out, but it's only onto the Earth Spirit. The cogs are out onto Earth Spirit. He's going to need to get out, but there's a clockwork in front of him, so he is going to fall twice in succession. And now King Jones Show is here to play. He's in onto the sky, but Payday says I've got something to say about that. He's going to punch up the whatever the fuck this spin spell is called. Raptor Dance? Is that the one?
Yes.
Yeah. And now is where we might see the game start to get a little clowny as these fights start to happen under tier 2 towers, and the net worths are now looking a lot closer together. 80% says Gaben for Skiddy, which was better than previous game at this timing. So they're looking at this Juggernaut's net worth, I guess, and saying this don't look too pretty.
They still have top 3 net worths in the game, and these fights are 4v5, and so them being even means that this Battlefield hero just has the freest game. He is living the life.
So go out
Might
now
get a kill
from
here.
Nyx Assassin. There's 3v1, definitely going to be a kill. He drops the Omni Slash
The dream.
just to make sure he's the one that gets it. But yeah, he's just walked through his farming pattern and picked up an extra 200 gold on the way. I will say, if you're a Voxo, to some extent, it might look like he's despair because he is dying a lot, but he'd probably be a lot less happy if he was a disruptor, right? He's at least a Fatal Bonds and a rock.
These fights when he comes in late, that you see Solar Crest prioritizing silencing him, because if he gets these spells off, that's how they turn them.
Solar Crest doing a commendable job of stopping that for now, but it gets harder as the game goes on, and Solar Crest is getting punished for these moves now. As Dyer
He's still remaining on top of pretty good on net worth. He's moving towards this BKB, and that will really, if he gets this relatively soon, he does not have to worry about anything in fights. Sure, they can cancel, a spin TP, but they don't have any damage into a BKB.
They find Mars. Mars did see Reese running across there. There's a stun out, missed. The Carapace is dropped. The Carapace is going to hit. I don't think this is a fight you want to take, guys. The Rainbow TPs are coming in. The arena has been dropped. He's got the roll to get out of the arena. He should be fine.
That is the thing.
He has an Arcane Rune to boot. Yeah, I believe if you walk into the wall and let it push you once, it works kind of like cogs. So just
a big rotation.
There's a rock dropped for the Venomon, so they don't have a hook shot. Reese is going to drop the tip onto Avoxo in return. So that is like 4 TPs for one Nyx Assassin kill.
The net worth lead is still growing.
After a clean disengage.
And Fish gets to continue his stream game, getting Omni Slash kill and back to farming.
Fish thinking, I love that heroes spawn in this jungle where I farm every day and haven't moved from since the start of the game.
Yeah, and why would he? I mean, all of his tier 1s, they have almost basically full HP. Like, it is very, very... Like, you're loving playing Jug in this game, I'm telling you.
And they're in the happy place right now. All 3 of their cores higher than all 3 enemy cores. Both of their supports higher than enemy supports. So loving life right now, especially when your supports are a Nyx and a Tusk. If you're ahead on those heroes, feels very cozy. Is Earth Spirit still the highest strength gain hero in the game?
No, it's like one of the best overall strength gain. I think highest strength is probably like Ogre or Treant or some shit, but might be Primal Beast actually.
Primal Beast sounds believable. They're looking at another go under the tier 2 tower here. Historically, these have not gone well at all. I guess you can say that they're continuing to bait TPs, but this is not one they're going to be able to get out of. Sky Underscore is Laguna up. He's Arena up. He's brought down by King of the Club. Warlock is going to fall. Payd's going to go back in and bring down King Jones. There's a Nyx Assassin out onto King of the Club, but he misses the Impale. Earth Spirit's coming back in. He's going to have to hit his spells to bring him down, and indeed he does, and indeed he would. There's another rollout now to try and catch Mazanti and get him away from Reese. Reese is duking and jiving and dancing nicely. Solar Crest is still going in. There's a bunny hop down from Damage, who's going to get kicked out of his own cogs. His mana's getting low on Solar Crest as he gets clicked, but he's still bringing him down one by one.
They are
Is he
forcing
going to
this
stop
2v3.
here? He's got a DD to boot. He hits the roll again. He's missed like 2 this entire game. He's got a big one to play with. There's only one more to go, and Solar Crest still has his foot on the pedal. Is he going to keep going? He's got no more stones to play with. He kicks him back under the tower. Reese is here as well. He hits the carapace. They're both so low. Reese is going to fall low. He got 1 stone in time to roll TP out of here, and Solar Crest is dominating.
I think if there's ever a time to PMA tip your team, I think this team could tip Solar Crest. He fucking owned this fight.
Yeah, Avoxa says he found the mantle, and looks like he did. Looks like he found a little bit more than that as well. And all Avoxo can do from this position of 0-8 is type in all chat.
Yes, indeed. Well, yeah, Jug farmed this whole time, so he is now 12k net worth. He is doing exactly, yeah. Maybe the hero will spawn in his jungle soon, hopefully, but I think it's happened enough times that he is perfectly happy regardless.
However, men are made in battles, right? And you will... any carry can hit creeps, but we have yet to see him take a proper fight. Meanwhile, he might not have to, as there's a punch out onto King of the Club. He's silenced, he's punched, he's hit in the head, there's a rock dropped. The heroes aren't dropping in HP. Reese is here. He's going to drop the stun onto Damage. That is a 3-man spear, but the carapace is there to stop the raptor dance. Reese still banging his head against the wall saying, let me out, let me out.
He's out of stones.
It's a 2 for 2.
In trouble.
He could maybe get chased down here by King Jones with the long grappling hook.
Yeah,
he's got a roll and no stones, so they are going to pick up the mega kill streak, and it is going to go into King Jones. He's been quite fortuitous with these.
Yes, absolutely needs them. They did take the Tormentor mid in the meantime, but still a good trade for Sentinel.
He's behind the Shiva's Guard on Earth Spirit. I feel like that's where the hero peaks, right? Like when he has that. I don't think he gets particularly any scarier after that, but that's like his oh shit timing.
In a sense, you'd be surprised how well he scales with like either an Octarine or a Hard or something of the sort, where it's like we see how many spells he can get off, and then if all of a sudden he just can't die, that's it's a real problem.
Right now he seems to only be limited by his stones, so anything that can re-enable that, yeah. Sky__ being very cocky up here. He's going to force staff away from the spear, and that's all of the cats they're willing to throw at him right now. He's been farming under that top ward for basically the entire game. Both the carry and the offlaner, I'm pretty interested to see their heat map. Fish has walked away now, but for 90% of the game, they've just spent in their respective lanes.
Yeah.
Chilling out to a little bit of a lull now. Presumably one team is going to start to think about the Roshan creature decently soon. It's only going to be one more pick, probably.
Either a pick or this Juggernaut Butterfly timing will be when Radiant decides to go for it. There's not really ever an angle for the Dire to do
his
it.
career in the secret shop, and he misses it by a fraction. Reese is still on the hunt, but there are no heroes down here to speak of.
Take a look at the Kes's quick buy if you want.
Stick.
I wish I could tell you the logic, but no, I don't think I've ever seen that item ever even queued up on that hero before.
When he clicks this item, does it make him glow yellow and get bigger, or not?
Click it? What do you mean?
Yeah, it's probably not the right hero then. Probably not the right item then.
No. No. Into the guy with the 8 Spirit Vessel charges as well is also...
Yeah. And he's only been racking them up as the game goes on.
Yeah.
But maybe he just feels like... I mean, like he's got the Mage Slayer, he's got a heart. I guess he's praying that he just needs to be the frontliner for this Lina damage, but Lina's buying
Yep.
herself an Axe after the Maelstrom.
Yeah. Also not. I think it's usually either or. Either you go Ags with
She's
spells, or
hybrid.
you go
Hybrid Magicer Clicker build.
something like that.
Still not opted for the Roche, feeling.
No, they just got the butterfly. This might be the timing. If they can get a fight here in mid, there's a smoke on Dire. But they're positioned for it.
Okay, there
Paid
is
can.
a smoke. Avoxo's going to walk up. It's very
Oh,
important that he gets
they're
a ward down for this fight. Reese isn't scouting it right now, and they have actually walked into the pit. We've seen games get turned like this
not
before.
scouted.
They do pop onto Solar Crest. Solar Crest is not scared at all as he rolls in. The arena is out onto the Carapace on the Nyx Assassin. Lina's found herself a decently good spot. The Rock has managed to be dropped,
Oh.
and Earth Spirit has found
Omni
himself
Slash
in a
on Lina.
1v1 with a support. The Omni Slash has brought down the Lina, and now Kez is engaged in a drastic 1v1 with the best offlaner in his living room.
Ooh. Gets out
The
on
roll-
the Kez, but
Not
that's a
gonna
free rush.
hit. It's maybe looks like the most that they could hope for out of this fight, and they did get something, but at the end of the day they got two supports.
Yeah, and again, it's the problem of there's no real easy way to get some money for Kez outside of kills. So he didn't get much this fight, and again, yeah, this net worth lead between Jug and Kez just grows, and I don't think you care about a heart if you have butterfly Ags and a 4 or 5 level difference.
Yeah, and I just don't know how you're gonna chunk through these heroes now. Jug's past the point of the game where he dies in 2 shots to any hero, and he has an Aegis for himself now, and Earth Spirit's just a whole other story, to be honest.
Yeah, these are very very tanky heroes. The Jug sure is only as 1900 HP, but with the butterfly and the healing ward and spin, and the other two have 2800 each. It's a lot to chunk through.
Now it's all macro from here really. The team fight should play themselves. It's just how they choose to go about the next 4 minutes of Aegis timing. Do you tackle the high ground if you are?
I think you should. I think there's very very little ways to punish the Jug and they can't punish anyone else. Like they're always going to play for spear max on Dire, but if they are so far behind him, there's no way for his team to go in.
Roll out now onto
BKB on the
Mzanti,
Mars.
who pops a BKB. Solar Crest pops his BKB in return, saying, "No, no, no, I'm not done with you." He's continuing to chase him down. His BKB lasts a little less time, but he just does not miss the rolls.
Yeah, he's locked in this game.
He's woken the fuck up, and he's here to play.
That
We'll
should
see
be
how
a high
much
ground.
more of this game there is to play. Even when he respawns, he won't have an arena, and he won't have a BKB.
I think the Kez
Kez.
has indeed finished the heart. Yeah.
Yeah, Kez has the heart, so now he's gonna...
Still lower HP than the Veno, but
yeah, Lina's buying herself a Ghost Scepter.
yeah.
Bunny hop in.
I think
Cogs.
he just does
A
not
little
care.
bit of this, a little bit of that. He's caring a little bit. Spins
that much.
the Laguna Blade. And he's just going to back it up a little bit, presumably until his next spin. They're trying to run at Veno, but Veno seems to have more HP
Might
than
be
he
all
did
for
on Primal
now.
Beast. And yeah, they're gonna cut their wins and back it up, but they're not done, and they're smoking in after that. They got the 2-man spear, but the arena was still not up, and he got carapaced on the flame from underneath, so it looks like it might just be a smoke to reobtain some vision.
This Veno is not something you want to walk into. Neither
No,
is the
and
Jug,
indeed,
really.
they are now walking in. There's still no arena. There's a snowball across 2. The rock has been dropped. Sky underscore is getting gone on in the back line. Meanwhile, there's a triple stun or a double stun at the top of the fight. Clockwork's going down. Lena's going down. They're ticking down slowly. King Jones did manage to bring down the Veno after all of this, but now he's got to pick on someone his own size, and he's a lot bigger. And the heart did not help him here. He still has an Aegis on Juggernaut. They're 3 dead with no buyback. The arena is
No
off
spin and no
cooldown now,
healing
but
ward.
he's still fighting with his best friend here. Goodness knows how long Solar Crest has played here. He's got
Oh.
the BKB backup and the arena backup. You saw how well these two things did last time for Mazanti, but must have been a map clip from Solar Crest as he rose backwards. That's not like him. Dagon's a creep to heal. He's got the carapace. He gets kicked out, and he dies. I actually don't know how he died. I guess just the tower damage. Fish looks like he's gonna
He wants
let
his eggs
his
to
Aegis
pop, but
burn here.
this butterfly is waiting every hit. Yeah.
Solar Crest is kind of a fake threat here, and he is standing on a ward, so they're not
They might. They are
actually.
trying. They are trying.
They are trying to get this. The spear doesn't hit the cogs, and it
Oh.
pushes through. He's
The
going to get gripped,
self-pull.
and he's going to get kicked, and he's still going to run away. He has another spin in 5 seconds, and he still has a Manta to play with. I don't think they have the resources to make a turn, but Solar Crest just being a menace on both ends of the court here. They say
Absolutely.
defense wins championships, and he's got that to boot.
Absolutely. Well, the Kez saw that he couldn't beat the butterfly with the heart, so he decided to queue up a butterfly himself. And you know, if he gets to it, maybe. But I think there will be an angry man with a sword knocking on his high ground before he gets to that.
When he left clicks the butterfly, does it make him glow and turn yellow? No?
No.
I guess that's what Raptor Dance is for.
But no, hold on. If you think about it, wasn't there an old butterfly ability called like Flutter? And you know,
Flutter?
he's a bird.
Where you like exchanged your
Evasion
evasion
for
for movement speed?
Yeah, and he's a
Hog?
bird. Yeah, cool. Very cool.
Very cool. King Jones, Dota historian. Probably going to enter into the part of the game that the viewers hate, where they wait for the next Roche and then siege high ground.
Does seem to be likely. What item time is coming up elsewhere? There is a Ghost Scepter on the Lina also buying a BKB. You can't do both anymore, but
He's hybrid.
yeah, he is. That's the yeah.
Little bit of this, little bit of that build.
Yep.
He's buying a. Oh, he's got the Ags on Veno, and he's buying the Skiddy. He's actually going to become a fucking right-clicking menace as well.
Absolutely. Another Tormentor, looks like that's the next objective for Skiddies.
Yeah, sadly for the game state, they can't win without taking a Roche, and Dire also can't win a fight without taking them by surprise while they're Roshing. So that will probably be what they're waiting for, unless Nyx gets some generational find, which he will always be looking for.
You do see though that the Nyx here, it isn't as suppressive as the Disruptor was last game. They can move a little bit out on the map on the Dire side. They are getting some farm, but the network lead is still growing for Radiant.
Yeah, as long as they travel in packs, they're somewhat fine. That was not the case against the Disruptor. They are 4 now around mid lane, and Sky moves up to farm the creep wave. And they do have damage to do something to him, but he is going to get all of his spells up, and he's actually healing little by little here. It's not quite going to be enough, but it is going to be enough for Lina and Warlock to fall. Warlock was not able to get the rock off. King Jones is Yuled up in the air.
He's dead.
And no BKB to boot means he's going to be pretty defenseless against this. They're going to buy back the Lina. Mazanti's going to fall.
Jug was just taking their racks in the meantime, so that's probably
Jug blinks in and walks into a cog, but he doesn't really care about anything other than objectives at this point. He's had like the dream carry game. Literally walked up and down his lane, got a couple of kills by accident while he did it, and now he's ending the game.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Solar Crest having the time of his life, juking and jiving in front of the enemy fountain. King of the club, Snowball is going to go away, but the roll is going to go ever forward. It's going to be a buyback from Kez. He says, enough is enough. I'm here to fight. The roll is out. Paydi is waving. He wants a high five. It looks like they're going to give it to him as Solar Crest continues to roll away. He's a little bit low on mana, and Jug is going to have drink up the Megas.
Yes.
and they called it. Okay.
Very, very different vibes from last game. I think this is a really good reset for Skiddies. I think you could kind of almost tell that they were having a lot of fun between the Nyx and the Earth
Oh,
Spirit going
100%.
in, and the Jug just getting to farm. And it's
Yeah, they picked comfort and they got to play a bit more in their flow state. They all looked like the vibes were more there. I do think the draft was a little bit memey from Sentinel. I don't think they were going full ham with this bronze tier Kez pick, and I would be surprised if we saw the Kez again. But knowing them,
conclusion, not a
they'll
Kez player.
yeah, maybe not. And now you're just baiting him into picking it against us, which is maybe a good thing. But excellent showing. They managed to make him bleed. They go 1-1, even Stevens. Thank you everyone who tuned in. Thank you Anti Extreme for being the handsomest observer. Thank you Coral for being the handsomest co-caster. There is a plethora, a smorgasbord, if you will, more Irish Dota to be had across this entire week. There's Imprint versus Dunes tomorrow, two of the dynasties of Irish Dota. So do not go anywhere. Creep Enjoyers versus I Do Revenge on Sunday. Creep Enjoyers versus their kicked teammate. Grudge match there on Sunday. So stay tuned for more. Thank you, Taylor, for hosting this, and good night.